Coming up in this video, my favourite things for May. Hey everybody, it's Kalymnios here from thethoughtgym.com. Hope you're having a fantastic week. We are now coming to the end of May. Summer is in full swing here in London town, and I thought in this video, just like every other month this year, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I use in my life which help elevate it to that next level, help make it a little bit easier, or just might serve you in some useful way. So let's get cracking with my 5 favourite things for May. First up, we've got this. This is a mason jar, and for those of you that follow me, you probably have seen me pour my smoothies, my morning smoothies, into this each and every day. And I like these because they're kind of a nice size, about a pint, 580 something mils, and they're glass, which means they're not full of any kind of toxics from the plastics that you might store your bottles in. And they're useful for when you're staying at home. They're not probably very useful for transporting out. I have a different bottle if I'm going to transport it out and about, but generally I have my smoothies at home. If you haven't checked out my smoothie video, then check it out here. I go into the full details on exactly what I put into my smoothie. I will warn you, it's about a 25-30 minute video, but it goes through the whole process. But number one, I bought this on Amazon, I think. I'll put the link in below. I bought 4 mason jars, and I typically put 2-3 of them with smoothies each day. Just find it useful, easy to drink from, easy to then store again. Give it a shake when you need to work that smoothie into a little bit more liquidy form. Really good. Next up, we've got this. This is a subscription that I have to a magazine. I came across this, I think at some kind of show, Mind, Body, Spirit, or yoga show, something like that. And it is called What Doctors Don't Tell You. I get it delivered each and every month, and I have to say, if you are into becoming the best version of yourself, the best leader, whatever it might be, then you really owe it to yourself to take charge of your own health. As amazing as doctors might be, with all the patients they see, with all the stresses of day-to-day life that they're trying to manage their own lives, it's very hard for them to stay on top of all the latest research. And what I like about this magazine is that all the articles are referenced with some kind of study. Whilst I don't necessarily agree with everything that's in here, especially some of the adverts they might put in here, I would definitely recommend grabbing a subscription to this, reading it. You're going to learn so much. I mean, you know, reversing your allergies, and this one, beating chronic fatigue. I mean, there's so many amazing articles that will just give you pause for thought. So the website that you want to go to is www.wddty.com. But if you look at What Doctors Don't Tell You, just Google that. I'm sure you'll find how to subscribe to it. Start to take charge of your own health. By all means, consult doctors, use doctors, other practitioners, but ultimately you are the one responsible for your health. And if you want to feel super, you want to feel amazing, then definitely you've got to be 100% on top of your health. So this is definitely a tool that I use in my arsenal. So What Doctors Don't Tell You is my second tip for this month. Next up, we've got this. This is a pizza base, if you believe. It is from a place called Venice Street Bakery. Not sure if you can see that, maybe it's a bit blurry. And I ordered these online actually. I found this at one of these free-from festivals, and so this is a gluten-free pizza base because I personally don't, or very rarely would consume anything with gluten or wheat in. Effectively, I never do. A multitude of reasons for that. Won't necessarily go into, but it definitely is worth looking into why you might want to avoid gluten and wheat. That's not to say that gluten-free, free-from products are great to have all the time, but as a treat, when I do want a pizza, you know, once or twice a month maybe, if that, I will pile this on with veg. And this is gluten-free, it's vegan, it's super tasty as a pizza base. And stick on a movie, grab some pizza, and I have quite a lot of vegetables on there. I don't put any cheese on there naturally, as I don't eat that. But it saves me making the pizza base from scratch. I know you can make it with cauliflower and everything else, and one day I'm sure I will. But for now, if you want pizza but you don't want the gluten, then definitely check out Venice Street Bakery. If you order over 30 quid, I think you get free delivery, and you can just store them in the freezer. So that is my third favourite thing for May, frozen pizza bases. My fourth thing for May is a podcast that I only discovered a few weeks ago, and already I've consumed probably about 10 to 15 episodes of it. It's called Yoga Podcast by Lucas Rookwood, or Rockwood I believe, and it's not really just for yogis. It's for anyone who is into their health, optimizing themselves physically, mentally, spiritually. Some of the podcasts might have a more yogic-centric theme, and there may be some questions at the end, but generally it's a health podcast, really. And again, just like the other podcasts I've recommended in the past, and what I said earlier in this video, if you want to be on top of your game, if you want to feel super, you need to take charge of your own health. Get the information from a variety of different sources and take what makes sense. You'll get some different ideas. So I really recommend Yoga Podcast because it's got a non-dogmatic approach, and it's got some really good interviews, some guests, and I kind of like his style and I like his approach to nutrition, exercise, life in general. But whilst that doesn't mean I agree with everything that goes on in that podcast, it certainly gives me food for thought, and I recommend that you might also like to check it out and see if you can get any benefits or gains from it. So Yoga Podcast, just look it up on Stitcher or your iPhone app for podcasts, and have a listen and see what you think. This is, the book is not really important, but you might be able to sort of see here, there's lots and lots of writing in here. This is my gratitude log. So this is how it works, and I've been doing this now for 5.5 years, since the beginning of 2011. So when I go to bed every night, it wasn't this book originally, I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for, either that day or life in general. And it can be a simple thing, you could be grateful for someone holding the door open for you, or the way that a rose smells. You can be grateful for the fact you have access to free libraries, or you can be grateful for your family. You can be grateful for winning that big promotion at work. You can be grateful for the smallest things. And what this will do, and I kid you not, it will change your life. If you do this for 30 days, have this book by your bed with a pen. Before you go to bed, write down 3 things. I know some people do a kind of gratitude practice internally. I personally think that writing things down will force you to remember to do it more than not do it, and it's something that just goes into your brain. When you do it last thing at night as well, I just find that it's a great way to go to bed. There is another journal I mentioned in one of my other videos, the 5-minute journal, which does gratitude in the morning. I also do that, but just as a starter, if you're not doing anything, I recommend getting a nice book, put it by your bed, and just write 3 things that you're grateful for each day. Then eventually, what I did was on the other page, write 3 things that I'm grateful for in the future, as if they've already happened though. So you might be, oh, I'm grateful for that big house that I own, I'm grateful for that job that I now have, I'm grateful for the family, whatever it might be, but as if you've already had it. But for the time being, if you're not doing any gratitude practice, just write 3 things that you're grateful for. Large, small, can be the same thing, different thing, and over time you're going to become accustomed to what you want to write down. And what will happen is your brain will literally change, and it will start to see not just all the negativity and pessimism in the world, but it will start to see a more balanced viewpoint of the world. And you'll actually start to find things are pretty amazing, even though there is stuff going on, absolutely, I'm not denying that. But when you do this, I can't stress enough how much it will change your life. If there's only one thing that you take from this video, it's write a gratitude log. 3 things each night, take you 1 minute, and I'm telling you, I swear on my life, within 30 days, it's going to change your outlook on all manner of aspects of your life. So there are my 5 things, my 5 favourite things for May that I encourage you to check out. The mason jar, the magazine, What Doctors Don't Tell You, the pizza bases, the gluten-free and vegan pizza bases from Venice Street Bakery, the podcast, the yoga podcast from Lucas Rockwood, and of course, start writing a gratitude log each and every night. I trust that's been a service to you. Like I say, we're all about improving ourselves, becoming the best versions of ourselves, becoming a super version of ourselves on this channel. And so adding these elements into your life is really going to help you with success in that area, so that you can become the best leader of yourself and therefore the best leader of others that you can be. Until next time, remember to subscribe to this channel, do comment, share, Get involved. I love hearing from you. Have a fantastic week, and remember, stay strong, stay super. Bye-bye.